The night of the fight, they weigh like a 20, 18 pounds more than you. It's difficult. It's more difficult, but my power is there. If you hear the punches, my power is different.
Yeah.
Are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented, but that's not the case.
Going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, catch Canelo early.
Canelo Alvarez responded to Terence Crawford's recent training clips with calm respect. He admitted that Crawford's technique reminds him of Floyd Mayweather's polished style and recognized the discipline behind the preparation. Yet Canelo stayed firm in his confidence, stating that Crawford's skill and strength, though genuine, won't intimidate him. With focus, Canelo vowed he is ready to take control and once again prove his dominance in the ring.
Good, because first of all is the respect. If they treat you with respect, you do the same thing. That's what I think. So, and I'm always try to do my best there. Not because I need it or because I need to, because I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, well, then you've been fighting pro now for what, more than 17 years, I believe.
Almost 20.
Wow, yeah, almost 20 years.
In October.
Wow.
I turned 20 years as professional fighter.
Analysts often stress one major difference between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez: the way opponents deal with them. Crawford's sharp technique and adaptability usually keep rivals steady in front of him. They respect his timing and counters but rarely retreat. Canelo, by contrast, forces fighters to move constantly circle wide and fight cautiously, knowing his power shots can instantly shift momentum. Experts see this as proof of his intimidating presence. Canelo's blows carry physical and mental impact, shaping tactics before the first punch lands. This contrast defines the appeal of Canelo versus Crawford. One thrives when engaged, the other when opponents crumble under pressure.
I ain't even seen Gamboa run from Terence. As a matter of fact, I ain't even seen Victor Postal run from Terence. We ain't seen Majormov in his last fight run from Terence but Crawford. But we do see people running away from Canelo Alvarez. People not trying to commit to Canelo Alvarez. We seen it with William Skull. Dude was just as cut up as anybody in the sport of boxing. Mother ever was running. The Cuban style? Running. We already know that the Cuban school, man, they highly respected in the sport of boxing. He was running. Jamel Charlo, Iron Man Charlo. I ain't gonna say he wasn't running, but he wasn't committed. He wasn't committed the way that he was committed in the 154-pound division when he was knocking everybody else to get his titles, right? It was very uncharacteristic from Iron Man Jamel Charlo, a knockout artist, right? I'm gonna tell you like this, even Dimitri Bivol was going at it with Canelo Alvarez. 1-2, but he was jumping right back out. Jumping right back out. He beat him in the style that Dimitri Bivol beat him. But it's not like he went out there and had that killer instinct and go for the gusto and stuff like that with Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't just trying to go out there and get him. He was beep, 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 jump back out, jump back out, beep, beep, jump back out. Hold on, I don't want to stay in the danger zone, right? Even though that he beat Canelo Alvarez, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Edgar Berlanga. We see Edgar Berlanga using his footwork. We see Edgar Berlanga using his footwork and stuff like that, right? He made a good account of himself, but he didn't commit that the way he was committing versus Mantequilla and all his opponents, because Canelo Alvarez is different. Canelo Alvarez is dangerous. And I've been hearing, of course, a lot of people saying that Bud Crawford is dangerous, but I never saw nobody that fought Terence Bud Crawford had fear in their heart, fear in their eyes. Even when they was getting beat down from Terence Bud Crawford, they still stepped to Terence Bud Crawford.
Canelo's sparring partners, having endured his heavy punches, bring valuable perspective to the debate. One openly doubted Crawford's chances, saying he doesn't believe Bud can carry the added weight effectively. The logic comes from experience. Canelo has beaten bigger men across weight divisions, including light heavyweights. Crawford, meanwhile, is stepping into new ground. Added bulk could boost strength but also risk slowing him down, since speed and precision define his style. Even slight loss could hurt. That sparring partner's view reflects concern that despite Crawford's skills, handling extra mass against a dangerous puncher like Canelo might be too steep a challenge.
I think Canelo's gonna win, but I tell everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's gonna be a draw if it goes a distance. But I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's gonna carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But it's gonna be a great fight. Two brains in the ring. It's gonna be a good fight.
Mexican legend and former champion Fernando Vargas has made his opinion clear. He believes Mexico needs Canelo Alvarez to win. To Vargas, Canelo represents not only a top fighter, but also the pride of his nation, continuing the legacy of Julio, Cesar Chavez, and other greats. His victories symbolize more than personal success, they echo deeply with fans, who see him as today's face of Mexican boxing. Vargas respects Crawford's talent, but emphasizes the emotional weight Mexico expects its champion to defend its honor on the grand stage. With the world watching, Vargas says Canelo must win for himself and for his country.
You know what's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Canelo's knockouts over larger opponents show his power, and moving up in weight has always tested smaller fighters. But Crawford's recent camp footage has changed the conversation. Training clips reveal him looking stronger, sharper, and more athletic than ever. Instead of slowing, his weight gain seems to have improved agility. With crisp combinations and swift movement, analysts note he has built muscle without losing speed. The shift has flipped out into excitement. No longer undersized, Crawford now appears prepared for the leap, proving that his discipline and preparation have allowed him to grow into a higher division with confidence.
Pounds, right? And again, stark contrast to what Terence Crawford is having to deal with. He is fighting guys, and when I say cutting down from 190, probably in the ring at 190 pounds, much less cutting down from it. Crawford's probably used to being hit by guys like Sean Porter, who, maybe 160 pound on fight night. The difference is just night and day. So I was thinking, how in God's name are you going to get around that? How are you going to get around the strength disadvantage? Because Crawford is very physically strong, and he normally always has, maybe with the exception of Sean Porter, although that was kind of much of a muchness. Sean Porter did really well that fight. He's normally always had the physical strength advantage, very physically strong as Terence Crawford. And I just remember thinking, how are you going to get around that? You're used to hitting guys and they get hurt. Alvarez has been hit by Danny Jacobs. He's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by Bivol, Kovalev, Callum Smith, etc., etc., etc. Big punching guys who are a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Granted, not skillful, a lot bigger. So again, I'm thinking, how are you going to get around this? Well, Crawford has released a couple of training clips, and in those training clips, yikes, he's looking good for one. He's looking a lot better than Canelo was looking in some of his training clips. But again, you can't read a great deal into those training clips because, again, Alvarez is clearly holding back. People say, oh, he looked terrible. It's like, well, you can kind of tell he's not going full tilt. You can kind of tell that. So what does that tell you? How many times have we seen guys look good on the pads and then on fight night they've nothing left? I distinctly remember Alexander Povetkin in the run-up to the second Dillian Whyte fight in an open workout.
Former champion Amir Khan, who fought both men, gave his insight. He called Canelo a beast, pointing to his raw power, toughness, and devastating counters, having faced him in 2016. Khan knows firsthand how damaging Canelo can be. His perspective carries weight because he also understands Crawford's arsenal, having been stopped by him in 2019. While respecting both fighters, Khan insisted Canelo's size and strength grant him an edge. To Khan, Alvarez is a level of danger even elite talents must acknowledge, making him a unique threat in any matchup, especially against a smaller opponent like Crawford.
And you've been in there with Canelo, you've been there with all the best.
Beast, man. I thought Canelo at his peak. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's a beast, and he's a great man. He's a good family man as well. Got a lot of respect for him. I like him. You know, we've always had mutual respect for each other. And he still has a picture of me and him in his front room. I saw on a documentary because he really thought that it was one of his biggest fights, like with the hype that I had and all that. So yeah, man, it was good times.
And then when people see that fight back, you're winning those early rounds.
Look, boxing, boy, 12-round fight. You know, even though I won them early rounds, he caught me with a good shot. He had the power, he had the strength. He was so big. I remember thinking this is easy. I can hit him when I want. But then obviously I knew that when he hit me with a couple of them body shots and he hit me with them shots, I was like thinking, this guy can hit hard.
A major concern among fans and experts is whether Canelo versus Crawford risks repeating the mistakes of Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. That long-awaited showdown, though historic, disappointed with its slow pace and lack of action. The worry is that Canelo and Crawford, knowing each other's threats, might box too cautiously. Crawford could avoid trading shots with the bigger man, while Canelo might control the tempo to reduce chances of being timed by Crawford's counters. This potential for overcaution leaves some fearing the fight could underdeliver, despite its massive buildup.
Boxing is hanging on a thread. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford pulls a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, there's no turning back. In this side of the pond, boxing is dead. Look, a lot of things is going to Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Just put this. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, if it would have came to fruition, was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Boots Ennis, and Tio could have happened in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of these big fight that it was planned was not going to be here. It's not going to be here. So for networks to trust the sport of boxing once again, this fight between Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, whoever you pick, whoever you support, is more than just wins and losses. Doesn't matter. The fight has to win. Doesn't matter if Canelo Alvarez, doesn't matter if Terence Crawford win, lose. The fight has to win. Just like when it was Hagler versus Hearns on a Monday, prime time. Prime time. That was a fight on a Monday, prime time, free TV. They put up a wonderful performance to this day. People still remember, and it was only 3 rounds. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, they better show out and entertain.
Analyst Ellen pointed out a crucial truth. Skill alone doesn't win at the elite level. Toughness, poise, and experience against heavy hitters matter just as much. Canelo has already proven himself against larger men across multiple divisions, from light middleweight up to light heavyweight, showing durability and adaptability. Crawford, however, is stepping into unknown waters. Ellen argued that Bud's skill isn't questioned, but the mystery is how he will handle Canelo's power. In fights this big, a single punch can define everything. Canelo's comfort in this arena gives him an edge, raising the difficulty for Crawford's task.
Crawford has to box and not care to want a crowd please. He has to stick and move. If he sits there too long with Canelo, I think Canelo, his defense is great. He'll be able to withstand it and take him in deep waters and win the fight.
Besides being a boxing coach, you're an expert in strength and conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Crawford never fought more than 154. Mm-hmm. Do you think bulking up, obviously he's bulking up, we're seeing the picture. He's moving up from 147, 54, 60, 68. He's going to gain 15, 20, 30 pounds. Will that slow him down by around 5, 6, 7? The heart, the muscle, the oxygen you take. If your body's not used to fighting it at that size, it doesn't not make a difference.
It depends on what type of strength and conditioning you're doing too, though. So when you do explosive stuff and things like that, plyometrics is different. But he has to bulk up, so he has to lift a little bit of weight. I'm pretty sure he has people with the knowledge and the proper money that he has to get the right people to do the right things.
NBA icon Shaquille O'Neal has voiced strong support for Terence Crawford, calling him perhaps the finest fighter of his era. Shaq, who knows dominance in his own field, praised Crawford's ability to adapt and shift tactics mid-bout. He highlighted Bud's precision, timing, and calm under pressure as traits that make him unique. Shaq believes Crawford's mental strength and strategic brilliance could cancel out Canelo's size advantage. His endorsement shows how Crawford's reputation extends beyond boxing, earning admiration from stars in other sports. For Shaq, Crawford embodies the rare blend of intelligence and skill that defines a generational talent.
Shaq, what I meant, listen, you're a lifelong combat sports fan. You go to all the events. Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
He's the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras, you can bring down the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man now.
Right.
And I don't like.
You put Joker over you as the best big man? Oh,
different eras and different time. It's not my era, not my time now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who's that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So,
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision?
He's
or
gonna knock him out.
He's going to knock Canelo out?
Yes, man.
So they're going to have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're going to be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now it's back on. It's in September 13th in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Front row?
Of course.
All right, cool. You're the man. Listen, I saw you lace up the gloves once versus Oscar De La Hoya. Can we ever see you put the gloves back on? Maybe versus Dwight Howard.
Well, why would I fight them? I only fight champions.
You only fight champions.
If I do. See, my thing is, all these guys had a problem with me, but you wait till I turn 50 to say you want to fight.
Right.
I don't respect that. I'll fight Gronk, because Gronk is a champion, and he's a friend of mine, and I know that he'll compete.
So you want to box Gronk or MMA?
What up? MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
So, hey, Bigger, so you're a legend. Hey, you're always a cool. Congrats on another successful year, Shaq.
Commentator Skull offered his take, presenting Canelo Alvarez as the definition of boxing success. He described how Alvarez's journey from a young prodigy in Guadalajara to a multi-division champion proves his dedication and resilience. 2. Skull. Canelo's resume isn't just about winning fights, it's about consistently taking on elite opponents and carrying boxing's commercial weight. His path has made him more than a fighter. He is now a global ambassador for the sport. Crawford may be brilliant, but Skull argues that he's entering a stage where Canelo has already solidified his lasting legacy.
So Canelo's most recent opponent, former IBF 168-pound champion William Skull, spoke about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, as well as his experience fighting Canelo, with him citing that he was robbed and everybody knows it. William Skull, whose style of fighting received heavy backlash, also said that the way he fought was all part of their master plan. Skull, who was galloping a lot, said that the whole idea is to make sure that Canelo keeps on missing, in which William Skull himself argues that he was successful in achieving. He also said that the whole experience of facing Canelo Alvarez was bittersweet because despite not getting hit by Canelo, for some reason he still ended up losing, once again insisting that he was robbed. Now, when asked about his prediction for the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, William Skull kept it safe and vague without choosing a winner.
Boxing legend Shane Mosley, who faced Canelo in 2012, kept his evaluation simple: Canelo is just too big. He recalled how even a young Alvarez carried remarkable strength, and since then, Canelo has only grown in size and skill. Mosley respects Crawford's ability, but stressed that physics cannot be ignored. Climbing multiple weight classes to face a natural super middleweight and former light heavyweight is no small task. For Mosley, the debate isn't about Crawford's courage or skill, it's whether his body can handle the punishment that Canelo inevitably brings.
Yo, not only is Canelo stronger, he has a better defense, a better ring IQ, and he has better experience at an elite level that is not comparable with Terence Crawford. Some of you are going to be surprised that in September, Canelo's going to outclass him, not just outmuscle him. And if you don't believe me, listen to what Shane Mosley has to say about the upcoming fight. After that, drop a comment, like, follow, subscribe. It's a chopping box, baby. Yeah.
It'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know, they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. Yeah. But the only thing is, Canelo has them by 2-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. You know, I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But my mental, my mindset.
That wraps up today's breakdown.